more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more shango. Find the greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maple.
Good evening once again and welcome to We Culture. Well, folks, it's been 2 weeks, of course, with all the celebration, 50 years of independence. There's been quite a lot going on, and we're very much aware that you wanted to be part of the celebration. Plus, some of our folks were deeply involved, and so we had to give way to such national, events of importance. But we're back tonight, and this evening we're going to be looking back at some of the major celebrations that took place last week. And we'd definitely like to hear from you as well, your thoughts on all of that. We know there was quite a lot, especially, I know what comes to mind first is that drone show that, was the talk of the tongue and still is, So we're going to be talking a lot about that throughout the course of the evening. But Doc is here, so we're going to go. Doc, good evening and welcome back after what would have been a very busy 2 weeks for you.
Yes, busy, exhilarated, excited, rewarding, so again, let me just start by saying good night to all the listeners on the various mediums. We are here, as Godfrey said, the big boss himself, 2 weeks. We were out of commission. We are here with you tonight, looking at positive buzz going on, but there are also some negative buzz. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at some of them. Hoping that the rest of the members will join soon. And we have a bumper show for you tonight.
Yes, indeed. And of course, folks, we welcome you as always, our viewers on GBN Television, K105 FM, and of course our friends on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I know they've been waiting. In fact, earlier this afternoon, a lady met me at the food fair on the Carnage and wanted to know when we're coming back. So and I was quite happy to tell her, well, we'll be back in a matter of hours. Just a matter of hours, we will be back. So yes, indeed, we're back, and as Doc said, we're going to be having a wonderful time this evening. But Doc, quickly, we have a few minutes before we go to the lotto break. Just as an introduction, quickly, I know we're going to talk a lot about independence, but there was also another big cultural activity that happened in St. Andrew, La Poterie Saraka. I know you were up there. Somebody told me that's the first time they see you with plenty Saraka food soap.
In our local, in our colloquial term, the two Marco.
No. They say, well, maybe they Marco, but they also say Dr. Greedy.
That wasn't my business. As usual, La Poterie Saraka has a lot to offer. I think the independence slightly overshadowed this one. The crowd was less than usual than over the years. But there was food galore, and as usual, the food tasted, really, really good. So I was in the meat of it. I was there, again, as part of the Cultural Foundation role that, where I lead. We played a major role in giving some assistance to the folks at La Poterie. And they just form a new committee, and the committee just getting the foot wet, Mm-hmm. And so in the ensuing years, I can see them really taking off. What is really interesting about La Poterie Salaka, the Salaka committee, is that a lot of young people are leading the charge in cooking. When you go to the homes, most of the people there are really young people. A lot of male at the forefront too. So that is interesting, and we did an interview with some of them, and they claim like this would continue. it would continue. So that was very interesting.
Well,
Apart from that,
Doc, interestingly, things like that, and I've experienced it in different areas. Usually, when you have these traditional things or things of the past that you kind of think might get lost along the way, once young people get exposed to it, they latch on,
Yeah.
They latch on. So it's no surprise to hear you say that the young people are leading the charge. And it's a good thing, because as these young ones come on board, more and more young people will follow. So
Yes.
some of these cultural activities, believe me, they don't know where we're going. They're here to stay.
Right. It was, so as I said, it was very interesting, and to see that at the La Poche Salaka. We have to bear in mind that they always have to try to, and one of the things they said, they want to make it as traditional, as indigenous as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So so we have to bear that in mind. The eating of the leaves, I thought there was some level of reluctance. We saw the children and some of the number of guys playing the drums and the dancing at the traditional aspect of it was not enough. And could really do with a boost somewhere or the other. But by and large, there is a lot of room, a lot of work for us to do to try to preserve it as much as possible in its authentic form, because that is what they want. In a meeting with them, that is what they say they want. So we would honor that, and I think it's a really good step. So that was Salaka. That was Salaka La Poche.
Right. Well, I just got the signal, so let's take the lotto break now, and then when we come back, we're gonna welcome the Queen. I notice she's here in all her royalty, so we're gonna save that. We can just cut it short. So, guys, we take a break, and then we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more shango. Find the greasy pole, and without dance from the maple.
National Lotteries Authority is a proud sponsor of many cultural activities within the Trial State of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matterson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a Calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pritimatini Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
Well, good evening to you, players. Welcome. It's time for the NLA's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw for today, Friday, the 16th of February, 2024. I'm Lexanne Fletcher, and I'll be a draw hostess for this evening. Joining me this evening, Ms. Keneve Edwards. She's representing RSO and Company Limited Accountants and Advisors. Ms. Edwards is here to ensure the games are conducted in a fair and accountable manner, that the game balls have not been tampered with and are within industry standards. Don't forget, quick reminder, with the Pick 3 game, you can bet as little as $1 on inline, mix, and pair tickets, and for $2 on backup tickets. All right, it's time to reveal the winning numbers for this evening. It pays to play. Good luck. And the first ball up is, yes, first is 0, second 9, final is 5. Let's recap. First ball up was 0, the second 9, final was 5. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening. Congratulations also to our midday winners. We had a total of 48 with a total payout of $10,345. Congratulations again. Well, up next is Playway with Multi-X. Hope you got your tickets. See you then.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island.
50 is not just a number. It's truly a special occasion, a golden jubilee.
Not only does it mark half a century of Grenada being an independent country,
it also commemorates
memories of our journey,
achievements of our people,
and adversities shared by our nation.
From the Grenville Service Center of the National Lotteries Authority. Happy Independence, Grenada!
Good evening and welcome back. It's time for Playway with Multi-X for this evening, Friday, the 16th of February 2024. I've got Miss Keneve Edwards with me once again. She's representing RSO and Company Limited Accountants and Advisors. Now, don't forget with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 or in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. All right, let's find out what the winning Playway number will be for this evening. Value your dreams, win your way with Playway. Good luck. And this evening's winning Playway number is... This evening's winning Playway number is 29. That's 2929. Dream symbol is sickness. If you're a winner, congrats to you. And let's find out what the winning Multi-X ball will be for this evening. Good luck. And this evening's winning Multi-X ball. That ball is FP, or free play. To all our winners, congrats once again. Congratulations also to our 840 winners from the midday draw with a total payout of $65,376. Congrats again. We do have cash flow up next, so hope you got your tickets. We'll see you then.
Wow, it's Instacash Grenada! Imagine a game with no numbers to choose from, no draws to wait on, and you can play it every day, including Sunday. That's Instacash. It's fast, it's easy to play, and you win prizes instantly. Instacash. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making dreams come true.
Of course, we're back once again, this time with the daily cash flow draw for this evening, Friday, the 16th of February, 2024. And of course, Miss Keneve Edwards is joining me once again. She's representing RSO and Company Limited Accountants and Advisors. With the cash flow game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet times, with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. So hope you placed your bets. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It's more plays, bigger prices. Good luck to you. Check your tickets. First ball. Yes, first is 8. Second 9. Third 2. And the final is 1. Time to recap. If you have your tickets, double check them one more time. First number was 8, the second 9, third 2, final 1. Congratulations, of course, if you're a winner this evening. And congrats to our 10 winners from the midday draw with a total payout of $2,600. Oh, here's hoping also you got your lotto tickets. The estimated jackpot for this evening is $64,000. We'll see you then.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island.
The
anniversary of our independence is a time to celebrate our nation's diversity and unity.
We are a country made up of people from similar walks of life, and we are united by a love for Grenada.
Let us come together
and build a better future for our country.
From the Human Resource and Finance Departments
of the National Lotteries Authority.
Happy 50th anniversary, Grenada!
Well, good evening and welcome back once again. It's time for the Lotto Draw 3619 for this evening, Friday the 16th of February 2024. The estimated jackpot for this evening is $64,000. I've got Ms. Kanife Edwards joining me once again. She's representing RSO Company Limited, accountants and advisors. Hope you got your tickets for this evening's draw. Let's find out firstly what the free ticket letter will be. Good luck to you. Free ticket letter for this evening is D as in dollars. That's D as in dollars. And it's time to move on to select tonight's 5 winning numbers. Reminding you again, the estimated jackpot is $64,000. If you got your tickets, good luck to you. And tonight's first number. The first is 25. Second 16. It's time to recap. Double check your tickets. Free ticket letter was the letter D as in dollars. That's D as in dollars. And tonight's 5 winning numbers for $64,000. Let's recap. First number up was 25, 25, 25. The second 16, 16, 16. Third was 11, 1, 1, 11. The fourth was 29, 29, 29. And the final was 28. That's 28, 28. Well, this has been Lotto. Play and win a lot. And of course, if you have these numbers, congratulations to you. Here's urging you always to keep supporting sports, culture, nation building. Have a good night.
The National Lotteries Authority is a proud sponsor of many cultural activities within the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matheson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a Calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pritimatinic Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
Raise it high up the ladder, let we set it on fire. A little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more shango.
Okay, welcome back everyone. It's Oui Culture, and of course, as we said, we're talking independence, looking back at some of the activities, some of the major activities that took place over the period, and we just got a little taste of from Doc, what transpired at the La Poterie Sarka. So, Doc, I'm coming straight back to you. 50 years of independence, the celebration. We know it's a year-long thing. But with what has happened thus far, and of course the major event, which was February 7th, with the parade, the cultural activities, the drone show, the expo, you name it. What's your thought on what happened? I know this is going to take some time, but we can take it in segments.
Well, I think what I think is
Doc, just before you go, let me just she gone again. So go ahead. I was about to welcome the Queen, but she came and left. I hope it's not something she's planning again. Anytime you see she bobbing and weaving, so I understand it's something. You have a plan going on. Anyway, my love, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have nothing planned except to be back at We Culture. It's been quite a while. A week away from We Culture does seem so long. Father, 2 weeks. So, no, I just want to say good night to all of you. Well, good evening to all our viewers on Facebook, television, and all listeners on radio and, wherever you are, in a bar, by the road, at home, it doesn't matter. I just want to say good evening. I've been meeting a lot of people that have been, singing the praises of We Culture, talking about, how much they learn, how much we entertain them on a Friday night, and how much they can't miss this show. So to those of you who consecutively would sit in front of your TV or, make sure and get the prompts on social media for when we're live, thank you. Thank you for continuing to do that, and welcome to this evening's program.
Yes, indeed. In fact, a couple of them met me today. I was telling Doc earlier, a lady met me in Food Fair and asked me when we were coming back. And earlier this morning, a gentleman met me I was at the marketing board. And he say, he watched me and he say, Mr. Oui. So you get all kind of different things, And definitely it does bring joy, knowing that there are so many people who follow the program, and enjoy it, and so it's just a wonderful thing. So Doc, let's come back to you regarding your.
Before I go, Godfrey, I just want to ask you a question, because you host several programs on GBN. Do you get that kind of feedback, from the other program? And Doctor on Call and you did the other program.
Oh yeah.
You get that similar sort of attention from the other program.
Yeah. You see, I'll tell you, over the years, what I've gotten to realize, and that talk could make a program in itself. So let me just be very brief. Let me just go brief.
I just thought, in a sense, I feel because I thought we called.
But what you get to realize, though, I think the significant thing here is there is a yearning for local content on our airwaves, local content. So you get that. Once there is a program where there's discussion, there's information, people are drawn to it. And we leave that there. We had to do a program on Grenada Media.
Let me go now to independence. Now that it does is has settled. Let me look at some of the major activities. Well, one, and some of the comments, some of them are totally hilarious. And the first one that comes to mind is like, the shoes and the clothes, the attire of the PM. I thought that got some attention. I thought it was a little bit, I don't know, crazy maybe, but a lot of attention. The parade. That again is something that was spoken about in several quarters. The drone show seemed to be is at the cream. Really, really, people. It's talked about more than any other aspect of the independence celebration. Somebody had the Rise concert. I don't want to go into it positive or negative, or so. I think we would take it as we can. The Rise concert, that too. Made it strong in terms of the social media and radio programs. The launch of the $50 note, that too had its day. It's still among Grenadians talking about it. And a question that is really pertinent to some people, now that the main thing is over, can we realistically celebrate for the rest of the year? Would the hype still be there? Would the turnout, as we have seen in the various activities, would we still be getting that? Example, now we're going to March where we have with the focus now would be turned. I think February is supposed to be St. David. March would be St. Patrick. Sometime in May, I think, it's in St. Mark. Are we going to be getting the kind of hype from those various parish-based activities? So I think the jury's out. We will have to wait and see. But I think what I highlighted are some of the major talking points that took place post February 7th. And of course, one of the other major talking points was the activity in Grenville on the 6th, which I think was a really very appropriate and a bumper event that, that people really, really echo some positive sentiment about. So Godfrey, I guess we go through. I don't know which one we would start to talk about first, or how is that?
Well, I think we can take them in order. But before we go to that, Reece, let's get your take. I mean, like Doc, your overall thoughts on some of the major celebrations.
Right. So some of what I witnessed, I did. Probably I would say maybe about 60% I did live, and about 40% I had what you call the best view, which is via television. So in no particular order, the concert in St. Andrew, that I think it happened the 20th, the 20th or the 21st. Yes, the concert, the gospel concert.
Right.
I thought that had such a lovely turnout. You saw quite a lot of young people, and it was nothing short of very entertaining. The artists who performed. If you're not someone who follow gospel music, it was very easy for you to just get bit by the gospel bug and just really enjoy. And the messages in the music were very positive as well. So I really enjoyed that. Unfortunately, I had a motorcade for a promotion that day. So the day or the day before, I don't remember, but I was too tired to go up St. Andrew to be able to be part of that. So I had the view on television, on social media, and it was great. I also witnessed the Up From Here
concert, yeah.
The Up From Here concert. Again, that was via television, because I really did not envy anyone that went there from 5 o'clock? It's 5 o'clock to whatever o'clock, having to stand or even sit, because sitting in those stadium seats, after a while, it becomes very irritable. You can't, remain there for very long hours. So I had the best view again. There were some things for me that were very nostalgic. A couple, I just expected more, like, the Moss International. And of course, there were those that was very entertaining. I think it was a very good showcasing of individual talent within Grenada. And that was my view from television. I was in the comfort of my home, so I enjoyed that. Some of them you get up and dance to, you sing, some you just watch, because, it was a really nice seeing Nodley Bonanza on stage again as a Rhythmix. And we know Rhythmix had so many hits and all that, but I mean, the nature of the concerts, we had to, I guess that is why they sang such a positive song about young girls and young boys and, thing. I also went to Pan 50, and Pan 50 I get on bad. I like Pan. I love Pan. My daughter played Pan, but I was walking around and telling something. I just making noise. We're already there. Like Pan, all you doing here? This big crowd, like, we all just be on Panorama night. What happening? How come you all here? And people were like watching me. Some of them, they were laughing. Some of them, they engaged me. And they were like, I know, right? Where did us be? If Pan was having this kind of crowd that happened on the Carnage some nights ago, Pan in business. But where all these people was there? And you hear it, you know, like, we enjoying the tunes. We know the tunes now. I said, but yes, now they're playing tune now. They could understand. Not no. Yes. So all you never gave Pan a chance. So we're expecting to see people come out in Panorama like they did on the Carnage. What else? I saw the Independence Day. Don't disturb me. You come, you don't say good night. You don't say good night.
But right now you make my blood get close to my skin.
Well, right, and you won't let it wait for a minute.
This thing you're talking me, you don't taking everything into consideration against that.
Listen, I know what else I have to take into consideration. The fact is they have competing shows on the night. So those parents and them, because they trust the handmen and them, they just bring those children and them to get babysat. You know? Babysit them while they prepare to go in the other shows. So I don't know. Maybe we need to, like how we give Pan 50 its time, we need to just give Panorama its time.
To speak. Now you start to speak.
Yeah, well, I wasn't giving solutions yet. We didn't reach that stage.
We didn't reach
that stage. Yeah? So, but yes, I was really, really happy to see that all these children who play Pan, even adults who play Pan, they had an audience. And it was music that people could enjoy and of different genres. And people were enjoying it. So my thing is like, now that you know this is what Pan music is about and how much you would enjoy it and all that. Hi, Zari. Yes. So, yeah. So, right. And then the one that I want to talk about, that one brought tears to my eyes, of course. The Independence Day. Of course, the parade went well. It's always a spectacle. I did miss the great Raymond Matthew, the Beast. I did miss Susan's son-in-law, Mr. McLean. But it didn't mean that there wasn't a proper account of the people who took part in the parade. I enjoyed seeing that we had St. Vincent there. It was a highlight for me to see that we had every prime minister from the other Windward Islands, I believe. I saw St. Vincent, I saw Dominica. Don't remember if I saw St. Lucia, but it was really nice seeing that they were here to witness our independence parade and that the Vincentians did take part in it as well. And then when we got to I watched it on television again, best view, right? Yeah. But when it came to the second part of it, I proceeded to the stadium, and of course the bike. The bike display was a highlight, you know, that tickles us and everything. And I thought that it was not just about riding for them, but they played their part. They contributed towards the portraying the pride of Grenada, and of course the drone shot. That I was with my friend Larry Barry, and I did not know what to expect. So after the first one went off, I started to film, and it was just my screams getting louder and louder and louder as it goes. So when I saw the big drum and I saw the bougainvillea and I saw the big drum dancer, and then of course when we saw that jab and that jab spit the fire, I was like losing it inside it. And then of course, you know, Morris Bishop, Eric Matthew Gary, Keith Mitchell. Y'all be careful here with me, you know, that's my bro. Right? When I saw that, and then of course what we climaxed with, the great Kirani James, I cried at that point. I was like, he ran in the sky. That was like a big thing for me. I really, really enjoyed it. It was my first time seeing a drone show. So I'm very appreciative of that. And I just thought that everything that was showcased there, of course there could have been more, but everything that was showcased there was very significant and it made sense. And I'm just happy for it. This I think was our biggest turnout for independence. When I was coming, there was a lot of people going, yet still the stadium can't empty. It's like how people go in and the stadium still can't empty. You know, it was that massive, and I enjoyed it. I saw Zadel singing, and Zadel's song so beautiful. It's like we have like a child voice, but we have a well-groomed adult voice putting on that tune. And that tune for me is going to last even longer than Fair Isle and all of them. I always say that. I might rest for a while.
All right. Well, Finley, welcome. Your take. We're talking about generally the, your take on some of the major events for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, well, I believe that there was so much that you should have segmented and compartmentalize it.
We kind of doing that. We're doing that, but what we just sort of just a little overview, because Doc kind of identified a couple of things earlier. So just a little overall view, and then we're going to get into the
overview. Well, I not overview. I don't know what overview. I overview. I underview. I between view. Everything. I want. So Reece, of the whole thing, I think she leave out not much. The only thing I'm here to talk about is the bill. Maybe that we talk about the bill. I don't know the $50 bill. I don't know if that was spoken of. But I want to make confusion tonight.
I'm going to try to introduce confusion, man.
Well, yeah, confusion.
Go ahead, make it.
Now, you and I and Reece and Doc would admit that this was the best independence celebration, the fitting of 50 years. As a matter of fact, we didn't expect that much. So what we got ready, and I think somebody spoke of the money and so on. To me, this was the money is well spent, you see. But there was some things, because regardless to what you have, Grenadians are one set of people. You could do what you want. There will be conjecture and things that would create a stir. And there were quite a number of talking points from the bill go back, because after the bill, they would have introduced the bill and launched the bill. Then people took to social media and so on saying, the NCO Bishop Richard that bill. So I know that Godfrey would have been happy for that. How Bishop Richard not building, but then man started talking about that shit on deal and all kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I am certain that if the government had not changed, and let's say we had the NNP in office, he didn't have no bill for who to do a bill and all this kind of thing, but it's a whole set of thing, man. And my thing about this whole issue of the bill and who should be on the bill and who shouldn't be on the bill is this: that for all these years, since we know ourselves, we have bills spending with the Queen on it. Mm-hmm. The Queen do all kind of wrong, kind of excessive things. And we there spending the Queen bill, nobody will say nothing. We take two Grenadians that we could identify, put on a $50 bill, and man start to say, one of them shouldn't be on the bill. All yes, we're happy with the Queen on the bill, but not a Grenadian on the bill. So by that, so that was one of the, and that created a stir for some time, this bill thing. But I think it was a beautiful thing, and my word, that can make the bill. I mean, you see, can't boast now, oh, Kirani on the bill. But Tivoli was on the bill. And I find they should have bring that, go down. That's the only thing I find they do. And they should have bring that, go down to the trade center and give that a bill. That's what they give that a bill, and they give Gary that a bill, and give that a bill. Because Tivoli was on the bill.
I find so.
But that to me was very impressive, and the fact is that I don't know the idea for the bill coming on the 50th year of independence, a bill that will be there for posterity. I mean, long after Dark and him gone and Tivoli Joma's gone, they will be on the bill, and Kirani and so on, and everybody gets to spend that bill, St. Lucia's and Vincent, everybody. So that in itself was great.
Yeah, that's
the Reece spoke of the rally. Well, that was the big one for me. The truth is that I leave a little late, stupid me, but I never anticipated that there would have been so much folks, right? And the truth be told, I reached in Bolio by the school about, let's say 1:30 around me, heading to the stadium. And I reached in the stadium 4:17.
Yeah.
And this was the worst traffic I'd ever seen in my life.
On every side?
No, not on every side. Yeah. There was no traffic on the western side. And this is where we heard, because we didn't know. Otherwise, we'd be going up Mount Prodigal up there again. Mount Kuma. Yes, otherwise we're going up there and capside, go down Bushy Issue. But man, don't know. Bias trouble is the worst I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know how much times I say, well, better I go back. But when I watch back, the traffic even worse to go back because everything gets stopped. So I just have to stay in it and stay in 4:17. Almost 1, 2, 3, almost 3 hours in a traffic in Grenada. All right? But it was well worth the wait. And as Reece explained, the parade with the police, the everything, the mass movement, every bit of culture that they had in that thing, it was just sumptuous. I mean, the mass singing, the mass choir, the mass movement dancing, the drumming, the costuming, I mean, everything was just lovely. But then from out there, controversy again, after we see all this thing, you know, people start thinking about the main talking point, and I think it was a weak culture point. And if we culture and speak about that, we culture and what nothing. The PM and shoes, the choice of footwear and attire. Choose to wear. And up to now, social media. And what it drove home that point is that even though we speak and we fight with this we culture thing and we expatiate and so on, at the end of the day, white people have done such a number on us that we just can't help it, too. We just can't help it. At the opportune time, we just go right back. And even Manu Leonard, Manu big tall book, everything. Yeah, they say watch it PM and they watch it piece of shoes and they watch it thing and they say, man, that don't appropriate for things. White people's concept of what is appropriate, that's what we're using in that instant. Right? That's what we're using. And they make a whole hullabaloo about the man and I think it's 750 US, they say, for that thing he had in the food day.
So it's not knockoff. It's not the knockoff.
No, man, it's not a joke, bro, man.
Now you find it in Grenada in the store on Melville Street.
Man had a class piece of thing, right? And then with the white thing, not the jacket and tie, he sash and so on. And that made a whole set of issues, really. Even the drone show that we see talking about, I mean, the drone show blew everybody away. But then came the whole young thing. Oh, that thing what we got, they don't know how much it costs. Mind it. But man start to conjecture and say, boy, this thing costs so much money. And honestly, a man say, I ain't lying about that one. That money they spend on the drone, some legal win prison could have just do that free. No joke, man. I mean, I hear out my own mouth. Then I could have get some legal who do like
your own mouth, you're hearing your own.
You hear out my own mouth, I tell you, and light up the sky. So, it is just what it is, you know, and then, of course, I am ready to speak about Reece. The only thing I find Reece speak there, I find Reece take a lot of things on TV.
Yes, I said 40% was on TV. The best view.
More than that. TV is not
it's probably 50. Let me tell you how come it's 50. Because when you go and you put on your independence performance,
it wasn't there.
I took that on TV too. So let's make it 50%. And while we are not, let's talk about that.
70%.
But
No.
Don't try to cut it. No. You're trying to cut it. You're trying to cut it.
No. I didn't try to cut it. All I'm saying to you is TV is the best view, but not the best experience.
I agree. I agree. But you see, when it comes to things like competitions in particular, because I know crowd, and I know what would move crowd and what would move crowd. But I could have come after to congratulate you. But I appreciated being able to view the details on TV. And I just want to say, Godfrey, we got a whole show planned for him.
Well, I will do.
I don't find Godfrey there.
You remember we had a whole show planned for him?
Yeah, listening. Well, you know the thing. Let's go.
Yeah, he was in the stadium then for the and he was in the stadium. Something that was happening. But anyways, I just want to congratulate you publicly. Your fans, while I was watching on social media, they were like, going shoot, you know. He say he go and take it, and the man just go. The only thing he didn't do was peel the mic, you know. Then the only thing he didn't do, just drop the mic like in true Obama style. But I wasn't looking for that climax. That climax was our boss. You know, the lady come on stage and she's dancing, you introduce her as Mother Grenada and all that. Okay. And I was not expecting her to show just how young she was. Now, listen, you couldn't top that. Listen, someone who does not support you in competition, and I'm sure you're listening now, does not support you in competition. He called me a day or two after and he say, yeah, Reece, I'll get through. You see that thing there, all the way to culture there? That was just appropriate. It was well put together. It everything was just fitting with the song, and the man win. I don't support Scholar, but the man win. He win. It was without a doubt. I felt real proud of you, though. I say, hey, what you want that?
Somebody tell me, you trick the system. You just go and you take a program from We Culture. So I just take a program from We Culture and put it for the presentation.
Yeah, no, it was most appropriate. They were like, with all the people, saying that all the people were saying bad things about, independence and so. It just went with the song. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
The pants too tight though. What's that?
Well, let's Doc. Let me go to Doc. I don't want Doc. Doc have a lot of information he had to give, and I don't want Doc get. I don't want Doc blood clot on us there. And next thing, Doc.
I don't have a lot of information. I just wanted it to flow. But since Carla and Reece, we're going tit for tat in a kind of way. Let me just zero in because I think I wanted to have my say on the Prime Minister attire. I just had to say that I've never seen the Prime Minister of Grenada look and dress so appropriate. On that 50th anniversary, to come out with his African outfit and with his sash, and he defied the old colonial description of how we should dress. It was one time I came to the conclusion that our Prime Minister is an extremely intelligent man. Because that message he sent home to our children, that message he sent home to the nation, was that 50 years, we should be in a position to define ourselves and what is appropriate. And so I've seen him on several occasions with the blue jacket and tie and the black suit and the all sort of different attire. But I've never seen our Prime Minister so well groomed and well attired. So if you hear it and you are close to the Prime Minister, tell him that, well, I don't know if it is consensus that Livingston want to publicly commend him for making that bold statement and dressing in the way he did. Because this, if 50 years does not mean an expression of your own self and your identity, then what is independence?
Do you think the White Doe was paying homage to Sir Eric Matthew Geary?
I'm not so even sure you were thinking about that. But I just thought that, to me, what I saw is an embracement. He's embracing his Afro-Caribbean identity.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. And I believe that was so appropriate. So I just wanted to comment. And then I look back, guys. I look back and I try to recall if any of our previous Prime Ministers have ever seen them with an African attire. And I hope that going forward, after this one leave, others would continue following and start ensuring that ever so often that they have a dashiki, an African soup, in a formal and official ceremony to declare themselves as some independent thinkers, and they can wait. I mean,
but why ever so often, though? Why ever so often? Because I think that we are supposed to normalize African way. We are supposed to normalize African way.
Well, right, but I mean, I don't want to go 100% to dictate. But I want it to be such that they should feel free ever so often to know that they can embrace that way and wait boldly and to say to the world, I have arrived in terms of my thinking, my independent thinking. So I believe from We Culture.
Hear yourself.
Godfrey.
What?
By what? Why don't that kind of with that?
Why are you asking me, Jay? I don't take part in that talk.
Listen, Africanos with that shit. We are not with that shit.
Some
where you're going with that.
Hold on. Let me show you where I'm going with it. Godfrey. According to Mr. Marshall. Godfrey. A whole batch of African come down here for independence.
True.
Not one do have a dash.
Well, he special invited guest, the short one. He had a suit as frightened as the next thing he fall along with bad feelings, His suit and he tied it quite up a blue, navy blue, So I don't know what that kind of that thing,
A bunch of a plain load of African come here to celebrate does not ask the dash, Only some, only some,
But King, the colonialism it's extended to that continent as well.
Julius Nyeri always had the African outfit. Kagame generally has his African outfit. So Africa is a continent. There's some come if one come here and they don't have it color. So that doesn't speak valid.
No, but I have to agree with Scholar.
Hold on, let me say something.
They were coming to.
Let me say
you what they were coming to.
Let me say something.
They know the significance of independence. It was about breaking away ties with our colonial masters. So when you come and you dress looking like the example of a colonial master, that is defeating the purpose. And I'm very happy, even more now than ever, that our Prime Minister was bold enough to show them what it's supposed to look like. And I'm sure if he traveled to their country for a purpose like that, he would be not in white, but full African fabric with the colors that meant something and all of that. So I agree with Scholar. They come last with that part. They come last.
Let me say something now. I don't understand none of all, you know. Because, and especially Doc, let me tell you why. Because we keep on this Africa thing, you know, and I don't understand it. So, 50 years of Grenadian independence and our Prime Minister should dress like an African. Why not dress like a Grenadian? Is Africa independence, not Grenadian independence?
But he did. But he did dress like a Grenadian.
So then create a national way. So then why? So my thing is, why don't we create a national way? Instead, listen, we have broken away from all these things. Everybody have to set their own path. Africa had a path, and I am not in any way, mind you, I am not in any way downplaying our ancestry, you know. I am saying if we are celebrating 50 years of independence, right? It is a national thing. Why don't we pave that path? Why is there so much? Why you are saying now that going down the line more people should dress like African? Why African? Why can't we develop? We have developed our national dish. We have named our national flower. We have named our national bird. We didn't name elephant as a national animal because we don't have that, you know. Why can't we develop our national wear? I think some years ago there was a competition for, that's not how National Wear Day came about, with this thing.
But let me just answer you that, Godfrey.
We don't have, so why not create one?
You saw the mass movement that took place.
Mass movement where?
On the day of the parade. You saw the mass movement and the dances and them that took place. All the people that danced Indian, they had Indian outfit. They identify with the culture, even if they are in the Caribbean. So the fact that you have an African way doesn't mean you just associate with any particular country in Africa, but this is part of your culture.
But you so just talking about Julius Nyerere and who.
Yes, Godfrey. But I don't see the separation. I don't see the separation. So
maybe there should not be separation, but also there should not be no emphasis. If we are an independent nation, we should be paving our own path. All of us talking about Africa, but yet still when we go into work, we choke up in we suit and we all kind of thing and all this kind of thing on it.
But Godfrey, part of the reason for that I think you're going in a different direction.
No, I'm not going in a direction. I'm saying that because you're trying to place emphasis on the fact that one, you never see no leader before dressing that, and going forward, you would like to see more people dressing African way.
Godfrey, that was in response to a comment, to many comments that were made that the Prime Minister dressed inappropriately.
I think that is what Godfrey said.
Listen to me. No. I don't. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me say something. Hold on. Scholar, why doesn't let people talk? You talk for an hour. The other others can't deal with you for that.
So I put tape on your mouth.
I have no problem. I have absolutely no problem at all. In fact, when I saw some of the comments about the Prime Minister's dress, I made the same comment that you guys made. Why are we talking about moving away from colonialism, but we have a problem with how the Prime Minister dressed? That was my comment. And in fact, I applaud his outfit. I just don't think we should believe that he has to dress like an African. My thing is, we are Grenadians. Yes, our ancestry is Africa. We need to set our own path. I don't see why, on independence, any leader for that matter has to dress like an African. So let us create our own.
What is wrong with our path being, the chosen path being tied to our ancestry? What is wrong with that?
What is wrong with our chosen path being tied to England?
Well, you saw evidence of that. You saw evidence of that.
What everything is wrong with it?
That happens.
Everything is wrong with
it. Where you see when it comes to our Indian community, they showcase that. Some of them they've never been to India.
Let me tell you.
But they showcase that. So
let me tell you. My position.
African ancestry in our identity.
Let me tell you. My position is I am open to anything. I don't have any preference as it relates to who and where, because it doesn't matter what. Everything plays a part in shaping culture. Because there are some colonialist things that we would never be able to get away from. There are some African things we will never be able to get away from. So is Indian and now Chinese, and all of these things at some point would influence our culture, and they're going to remain. So I have no preference. Yeah, that is my position. I have no preference.
I think you should have preference.
I have no preference.
Here's it. No, I never, ever would have believed that I would have seen the day or the night when I would have heard Godfrey saying, why can't our preference be slanted towards our enslavers, our colonial masters? Speaking against the backdrop of an independence conversation, I mean, come on. That's what we do on We Culture every day, every Friday. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Now, of course, the vestiges will remain. That's what we're trying to pong. That we, and indeed and in fact, will create our own Grenadian culture we have. Even in the way we dress, because the truth is that the Prime Minister wasn't totally African.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't. But obviously, he was Grenadian, slanted towards African, and not Grenadian slanted towards our colonial master.
And the shoe had like a colonial slant, but he decided he cut in on the heel.
He cut in on the heel. No. I cannot understand for the love of me, and I can't see, honestly, where that about why we can slant towards Europe. What the hell is that like? So you mean all this time we had done We Culture for nothing? Slant towards Europe?
Guys, I think we have to take a break.
No, go on. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, we have to take the break. Go ahead.
Another aspect that we missed there, the folk in the city. I remember that. Wasn't Zariel performing?
Yes.
Tivoli drummers. I know my child and I saw. Yeah, I thought. I mean, I watch it on TV too.
But Reece ain't going nowhere.
I don't go nowhere.
Hey.
Watch me. You have people that go in those events and they don't see nothing yet, you know. Because they go, they lie me, they talking, they drinking, you know. I was very focused. I could talk about it, you know. I was like people in the diaspora. I was in the local diaspora, okay? So I watched, and it was great. It was great. Kudos to Ricardo Kings Douglas again, and you know, all the people who took part and make this what it was. It was, and you know what? It was just such a love watching the faces of people participate you could tell that they were reminiscing. A lot was nostalgic for them, and they really enjoyed it. And I don't know, I didn't have much people with the negative comments about the things that happened. Maybe I don't have those kinds of friends on social media, but there was a lot of applaud for the organizing committee, the local organizing committees of the different things that happened. And I just know that if we had 5 bad, we had 45 good. And that augurs well for Grenada's independence. And I know that even if we may not top this at 51, what I do know is that more people would turn out, and our Grenadian public would have higher expectations of what our celebrations are supposed to be like. And I see that parish model being continued.
All right. So we see. I think we have quite a bit of Facebook comments. Let's see what we have.
All right. So you decide now, because I'm talking tonight, you're making me extra talk and talk longer.
Yeah, well, you want to talk? You want to talk?
Right. So people were asking for where is the king because they didn't see him at first. And somebody said, Yulin said the king's still honeymooning. You have to tell us about that. I guess she see reception in the back and thing and restaurant and stuff like that. Marilyn said Grenadian love to party and fun, so the celebration will be a success for the rest of the year. That is, I guess, in regards to our concerns about how is it that we keep up the momentum. Veronica saying Queen and King. Okay. Yulin is saying, King, you survived, welcome back. Marilyn said, don't forget your king behind you. Veronica Sandy said, yes, so the best view is on TV. Ronnie Slinger said, television view could never be the energy on the grounds, up front view. Yulin said, for real, this is the best independence celebration I've ever seen in all my years, and this is the truth indeed. Veronica said, it sure was the best Independence Day celebration ever. Yulin said it was well worth it. Veronica said, you just can't please people, no matter what, how you do. Marcus Williams said, if NNP was in power, we'd have never seen a celebration like this. Never. And he put it in capitals. Question, how come no NNP MP come out and say nice or lovely song, and we saying we should be proud of our country? Veronica said, kudos to you, King Scholar. Yulin said, don't let Doc fall asleep on us day. Hi. Helen said, stop the politics. Marilyn said, you're sure right. They would have leave the money they said they left in the pregnant treasury, so go 18 more months pregnant. I guess that is in response to whether the celebration would have been that big if NNP was in power. Yulin said, I couldn't have taken my eyes off Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell with that lovely suit. Veronica said, some people forget we are from African descent. Ronnie said, interesting point. He's in jacket and tie most days, but on this special occasion, he chose to dress in an attire that brings him comfort. Yulin said, yes, Reece, I'm with you on this one. Cheryl said, well said, the attire was very appropriate for the occasion. Marilyn said, what is Grenada's dress code? Cheryl Webster is saying, Godfrey, that was discussed years ago with Noah. Sherry Noel said, really, Godfrey? Veronica said, not every African wear a dashiki or suit and tie every day. Gail Roberts said, exactly, Scholar. Sherry said, speak it, Scholar. Shaking my head. Glenda Francis Adonis said, tell him, Scholar. Lenora Isaac said, Doctor, you are so on point. Some people were so negative about his attire, especially his slides. Up, he's leading the country. It was a great celebration. Veronica said, Independence Day was a day for patriotic people. Karen Jolly said, Scholar hit the nail on its head. Don McIntosh said, oil dung is inspired by Africa. Our African ancestors cooked in similar ways. One pot cooking. If we are to create a national dress, we need to take our inspiration from the positive aspects of our history. African culture is the positive side of our history. Our music, dancing, and other aspects of our culture all have their roots in Africa. The majority of our people are African descendants. That is what I've seen on the GBN page. I am going to go look and see what we have on the Oui Culture while you guys battle it off.
Let me so we have some comments on the WhatsApp platform as well. So let me take a few. Someone says, good night. In relation to the PM outfit on Independence Day, let me make it known that this is no strange way of dress for the PM, because 11 years ago he attended my daughter's wedding and he wore a white suit exactly like the one he wore, because that's what he loved, and I have a picture as proof. So that's who he is. Someone says, right. How is it? Good night, We Culture. For me, scholar performance at the finals, the day of this. For me, scholar performance at the finals. The day of the 7th, the whole population, including those who was listening and watching on TV, singing our national anthem, the Still Pan, and on the Carnage. Also, PM having own celebration with the PM and the GG in attendance. Why Reece looking as Auntie-Polly tonight? Auntie-Polly. I know what I mean. I thought maybe if I'm looking for me one. I thought Reece went to Alvin Dabrio Oil Down party at Club Peter Spark on the 7th without amplified music. I think the PM in his white suit was a demonstration of freshness and an indication that we're soon moving into Republic. Also, let's see. Someone says, I may not get on the phone. In 1974, I came from New York as a member of the official delegation. I have the official program of the entire ceremony. My comment on the $50 bill is it should be Sir Eric and Dr. Mitchell. I would like to get on your program. I was attacked by Bishop Gang. The day I will always remember. Caller number is 435-2041. That's the number if you want to call. All right. Someone says, good evening all. Good to have We Culture back. Just one quick question. Is Saraka an island-wide event or something just some folks up north do? I never hear of this event happening down south. Yes, Miss Reece, that drone show was fabulous. The way they captured the leaves and flower of the bougainvillea flower, as well as Kirani James in motion, was awesome. Right, let's see. Good night and blessings to all. I'm on board, and a special night and happy belated Valentine's Day to the Queen. What else? All right, so that's all the WhatsApp comments for now. All right. Reece, you had any more? You're muted.
You're taking that two calls?
Yeah, well, so once you finish that, you.
The program wasn't shared on We Culture, so I'm about to do that.
It was?
On the We Culture page?
Yeah, I was doing it earlier on.
Well, I'm not seeing it, so...
Okay, we're gonna check this out.
I'm hitting the YouTube, so let's go ahead and take some calls.
All right, so number folks, 435-2041. You can give us a call with your comments, your thoughts on how the celebrations went. There were a lot of comments, positives, negatives, so we'd like to hear from you. The number again, 435-2041. Give us a call, and we definitely will be happy to entertain you. Let's go to our telephone. We Culture, good evening. Hello. Caller, can you turn the volume of your radio or TV down, please? All right, well, we lost that call. Just a reminder, callers, when you call, can you listen to us on your telephone? Turn the volume of your radio or TV down and listen to us on your telephone. All right? So the number is 435-2041. Give us a call, and we'll be quite happy to hear from you. So let me ask, I know that, well, as you all said, there were a lot of comments regarding the whole celebration. Regarding the budget, some people felt that way too much money was spent on all of that, the drone show and so on. What's your guys' take on that? Doc, we'll start with you.
Well, let me comment particularly about the drone show and Independence Day. personally, independently for the parade, I would have liked to see some of those school children, like what I saw, like the secondary school children, particularly like the convent, and I think I would have liked to see an addition in that parade. But nonetheless, it was just a wish, but it was really good. I believe what the drone show stimulated the mind. I will also think about possibilities. On our 50th anniversary, I think we had to go big, and so the administration did that. They went big. I couldn't see you. I mean, there are certain things that we do, and it's just for that moment in time. You would always say, well, we need money for the hospital, and we need money to do this, or we need money to do that. But I also believe that for this moment in time, we had to go big, and we had to celebrate in a big way. Could we have cut back here and there on certain items, certain event? Of course, that could have been so. But again, there are other areas I believe we could have spent some extra money. So I believe we had to go big for the 50th anniversary. And the drone show, I don't believe it was lavish, irrespective.
Well, I think, Doc, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's wow ingredients, the drone show, wow, the exciting ingredients. And it creates a sense of euphoria. And if the nation feel good, then it is worthwhile. If you do an activity or an event where 80% of the population or those associated with the population outside, and if it was something that created the envy of the neighboring islands, I believe it was worthwhile.
Okay. Yeah, Scott.
Let me just say this, all right? Because in speaking about cost and what have you, there has to be, you have to look at it in not just from what was spent, but effect, all right? In other words, there is money spent and there's money well spent, all right? Now, the very night that everybody anticipated and expected something huge, right? Now, budgetary-wise, the budget for the independence was named and was mentioned long. So we knew months ago what was going to be spent for the independence, right? There was no big hullabaloo, really. People wanted to see what that money is spending on before they say what they say. Now, all of a sudden, they realize, wow, but that money that man didn't speak about, that money they budget for the independence, we get to. And so man start to criticize, condemn, and speak about the money and value and so on. Now, here is what. When money is spent, no, money has been spent before on cricket, stadium empty. Money has been spent on various things throughout the boats, and it was justified by saying, but we do not understand the spin-off and the rippling effect. Now, here is what we have to actually put this into context. Now, the Independence Parade, for example, and the drone show, I understand that over 1 million people have viewed this. Over 1 million people have viewed this. While it was going on one platform, there was 400,000 people viewing this thing. These are BBC, CNN numbers. So think about what exactly. That's how you have to view what was done and the money that was spent. Because every time we spend a bungalow money on cricket and the stadium empty, that's the same metric they use. to justify it. Oh, the exposure for the country and the whatever. But think about that exposure. This is money's well spent. That exposure is something. How do you put a cost and a figure to it? All right. Yeah. Then think about this independence celebration, friends. There were more visitors in Grenada than in Carnival. I see people that don't see what donkey years, even in Carnival, I see them here. So think about what this has done to our gross domestic, to our GDP. I'm sure if you contextualize and you put this thing together and you look at what spent versus what we gain, I mean, we come out. The amount of people I see here, real money spent for this independence. And that's a fact. So it's against all of this that we have to conceptualize and contextualize this spending of the money.
Yes.
All right, Reece, your take.
I agree with Scholar. I really don't pay much attention to the how much. I saw never-ending fireworks, never-ending. As he said, I really cannot put a price tag on what is it that Grenada got out of this. It's another. You see that occasion when Kirani won Olympic gold, the level of marketing, the kind of attention that was brought to our country. This is similar to what would have happened back then. We really cannot put a price tag on this. Never in my wildest dreams have I ever expected Grenadians to come home for independence, which meant, and some of them it was their first time being here. So they are like first generation, second generation Grenadians. They came for the pride. And that is what it is. And so we have people coming for the fete, which is carnival time, the safest mass, and now they are coming for the pride. Just to say that they are Grenadians. Everyone wanted a flag. They wanted a bandana. They wanted red, yellow, and green on them. I stood in the stadium watching visitors just trying to find the right background with the crowd shots, the displays that they had, the photo ops, just to be able to document. And it was really documenting it because some of them, they were acting. They were getting into the moment because they needed a video to put, whether it's on TikTok or to show on social media. And I really do not have a problem. We knew since before what the price was going to be. It was budgeted for. So we know. And I think I am more about that we did not disappoint. We did not disappoint all the people who tuned in, all the people who visited, and our Grenadian public. I think the Grenadians are inspired. All you know, Soca Mona will be like this year. It will be a movie. Just because of that.
All right, Doc, I want to go to telephone. You want to say something quickly? I saw you.
No, yeah. When Scott was talking, I just thought, well, it's the same thing we kind of came up to say. People came, and this feeling, this nostalgic feeling that they're going back with, this is something that you cannot pay for because they are now motivated, they are now inspired. These are the same Grenadians when they go back, they would be talking about the country, they would be inviting their friends. They would want to try the island, they would want to try our chocolate, they would want to try something that comes from Grenada because they had that association and that good feel. So that is, to me, that is where the value of the money that was spent. And so tourism budget probably over 5 or 2 years cannot do that. But what that did is really brought that kind of pride to Grenadians. And a lot of them that did not come that I spoke to, they felt a sense of belonging and a sense of pride in being Grenadian. And again, the greatest promotion is by talking to other friends. So they are going to be carrying that message. And so, yeah, the price probably went more than what was budgeted for, but I believe it was worth the while.
There's one significant thing I want to mention, and I think it falls in line with what you were saying, Doc and Reece, among the people who were coming in. That exposition that was held earlier in the day, where you had lots of Grenadian entrepreneurs, small business people.
Godfrey, I don't want to interrupt you, but I need to do this. What is the landline number? What's the number to call in?
435-2041.
2041?
Yeah.
435?
Yeah, 435-2041. Yeah, because what what you find, you have a lot of these entrepreneurs who make a lot of local stuff, confectionaries, all different things, and with so much visitors here, at one point, downstairs the stadium where you had a lot of the people. I mean, it was just bustling and hustling, and people, by the different vendors and getting this and getting that and trying all of that. And I'm certain that a lot of these people would be going back with some of these things and all these memories. So I think it's a good thing. And it probably will do well for other independent celebrations to come. So, I thought, I agree that the budget been announced long before, and what we got and what had transpired, I think it did well for Grenada. Definitely. I have to definitely agree with that. Let's go to the telephone. We have a caller online. Oui Culture, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, caller.
How are you doing, sir?
Very good. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I'm just saying that I'm listening to your program. Very good program. First time I call it. Finley?
Scholar, are you hearing? Are you?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. I don't know what the horrible, what all this talk about. You hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm getting fed up with my people now, especially the people that should know better. What is this big talk about money spent for the 50th anniversary and stuff? What do you wanted? And you're getting this talk coming from the people that should know better. It was a big deal. 50 years was a big deal, and we have to understand we have young minds in the driver's seat, politicians, young politicians with different brain set, mindset, and I think the whole celebration was excellent.
Indeed.
And I find we just make noise about this, about stupidness, especially our politicians. I hear some of our opposition members making a sort of useless noise about money. And as Finley rightly said, we make back the money, we make back more than the money. I wish we had our next celebration next month.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot indeed. I don't know if you guys came across clearly, but basically the caller was saying clearly some of the noise about spending a lot of money, definitely doesn't see the need for it. So that's in essence what the caller was saying. Let's go back to the telephone. Oui Culture, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I'm still overflowing with joy. When is the next activity? All I want is a ride on the yellow train. Put my name down, please.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. All right, 435-2041. Are you guys hearing the callers?
Not clear, very muffled. Not clear. Just what I'm about to tell you. Not clear at all.
It's not clear.
Yeah,
all right.
And it was worse with Beast.
Let me just try something quickly and see if it might be any.
Sabotage.
All right. Let's see if it's going on. Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, caller. Yeah.
And how are you?
Very good.
If the Queen not on the show wouldn't be good. So keep her there, please.
All right.
Very much, caller.
How was that? Was that better?
Yeah, that was good.
That was better. Okay. Okay. So I think I understand what the problem is. Yeah, I think one of our ports is a little off. All right. Do we have any more Facebook comments before we go back to the telephone calls?
Yes, we do. We have Claudette said Eric Gary loved white. Veronica said, don't forget to the acknowledgement of the centurions, like opposition leaders. Mom, like opposition leader's mom. Okay, like the opposition leader's mom, right? And Mark said they wanted that same old dry celebration that happened every year. And Ronnie Slinger said that was beautiful. That is the acknowledgement of the centurions. I wish the field had a bit more lighting. Bernadette said both concerts were very good. I was there. John Otley said that was special acknowledgement of the centurions. Patty said, so true, scholar. Hercules said it was out of this world. Rosamond said, also, most of the big shows and exhibitions were free. I guess artists were paid to perform and other expenses, and it was well worth it. Petal Duncan said, good night, Raymond. Lenora is saying, this also reminds me of Expo 1969. I am out of the country and I look at every show and all was attended. Alexandra said, good night, everyone. I don't know everyone how everyone thinks or feel, but it was a great celebration coming back home. I saw people that I have seen for years, schoolmates also, which I haven't seen for ages. It was fun. Harriet Jeremiah said, good night, all. Yes, so those are the comments.
Let me see if we have any more. Right, so someone says, hello again, just wondering if Mr. Livingston has any published works I can read. I think he has a professorial presence that requires listening to. For Miss Reece, Reece Sam doesn't flow right on the tongue. It should be Reece James. That sounds better. So Reece, somebody feel that your surname should change to James instead of Sam.
And that's not a problem because you know what? Kirani James. I'll just adopt it. So we'll do Reece Sam James going forward.
Right. Someone said, well said, scholar. I could listen to you for the whole night. You made lots of sense looking at the economic side. Grenada was totally marketed to the whole world. I have lots of friends from different countries. They wore their colors that day to work. All eyes were on Grenada. There was a talk that people in the diaspora got free tickets to come home. That was a lie by the opposition. People spend their hard-working monies from going out in the cold every day to buy their plane ticket to be part of the 50th. All right. Okay. Someone said fireworks was excellent. The parade was 90%. Right. I was pleased with the celebration. However, I believe the Shotney and some of the folk dancers need to be more creative in their presentation in invited functions. The Prime Minister was the epitome of someone being themselves. All right, so that's all the comments on the WhatsApp platform for now. Yeah. All right. You know, guys, someone said that let me just take that call first. We Culture, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, I want to know why there was showcasing Maurice Bishop like that. Maurice Bishop was a man, he was a dictator, and he put a lot of innocent Grenadians in jail for nothing. You understand? But they come and do a heap more better for so Papa God school, man. I mean, come on. More better put a lot of people in jail for nothing without trying them. Look what happened to Ralph Thompson in the jail. He died. And he used to be selling the jewel paper into me. He get all kind of brutality from the police, all kind of licks. And they kill him in the prison. Anyhow, thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much indeed. All right. Someone was saying that next year they should have an even bigger celebration because the start of the next 50. What do you think?
I agree. I find, just as how when you're getting in age, you make every year count, right? I think that is how it should be. Every year, big. I don't know me and birthdays already.
But you can ask Reece that question.
I throw it out. I want to hear what all they think. Reece jump in first.
There was no other answer Reece would give you.
No, but on a serious note, I honestly believe that, considering what we have achieved, in this first 50 years, the start of that new journey should be significant. I'll tell you, if I was the Prime Minister, the next day I was going to go to Parliament, dissolve it and call elections and ask for a fresh mandate to take me into the next 50. That's what I would have done if I was Prime Minister. To take me, to ask for a new man, that's for a fresh mandate.
You don't need that when he's part of the end of the first half and therefore the start of the second half.
No,
both halves.
I'm just saying, if it was me, if I was PM, I was going to call election the next day. Well, dissolve Parliament and ask the people for a fresh mandate.
Don't go there.
I believe the Prime Minister do that. It's not a mandate you avoid it.
What did?
That's stupid.
No.
That rich mandate, I avoid it.
What do you mean I avoid it? Hey, listen. Hold on. Remember, Mia Motley did something similar, She make about well, no, it wasn't with independence, but in a very short time, she asked the people for a new mandate. And they give her.
Yeah, but you have to remember, boy, Mia Motley was there for more than one term, right?
No, man. No, Mia Motley, that was the first time.
Just making me look at me want me gone.
But what you mean? Ask for a fresh mandate? But let me tell you something. I believe if he did that, he gained more than mandate,
I wonder if he's into making records. I wonder if he's about that, about setting records.
I honestly feel
records.
Honestly, and I love to see that. I voted 10 times.
but here's what. The question that you asked Reece in terms of the start of the next 50 years, I think we need to exhale. This year is a rough year for us. This year is a real celebratory year because, mind you, we are if that coming up just now again. We don't stop in there. We going. We need to exhale. So next year will be.
Well, not just Scarif Day. In a couple months we have Olympics. Now, don't feel Kirani going there just, Kirani probably thinking, hey, but you know what, that my last Olympics, I going all out, I want the next one.
Well, and when you see they running in sky there,
yeah, well, you are not,
and in slow-mo,
you ready? Like Bionic Man.
Yes.
but I'll take it that for a joke. What is the drone? It's really had me baffled. It's like how were they able to generate
AI, boy.
AI. Drones. Drones were up in the air. I knew it is not that somebody stay in some place and drying it And
AI, boy. AI. That's Finley.
That's computer generated thing. It's controlling them. But what I love, about the thing with Kirani, and I think Reece right. The drone and them running in slow motion exactly as how Kirani running. Jaws are food penalty.
Look like him.
I mean, at least show the man running exactly as how Kirani running. They capture this thing, But that is where that's where we are now.
Yeah, but let me just
going forward. Yeah. Going forward, I think we have to sober out. It cannot be about celebration, just celebration. Well, of course, we must celebrate the next year, but I think I think we have to then really dig in now to think about how we get the economy to take off, or how we get it to plant its, how we re-educate, how we, the vision, the dream. I think to me, going forward, that should be how we get rid of some of the vestiges of colonialism and plant ourselves and start to assert ourselves a little bit more on the world stage. So for me, from next year going on, it's about that. What is Grenadian? So you mentioned actually about that Grenadian way. Maybe that is something, it is necessary. I don't know if people would buy in, because in order for that to make sense, we have to buy in.
You don't see how much different style and pattern you just have for national colors.
No, well, there is national colors, but a national way.
No, I think that the level of patriotism and interest we've seen, there. I think people. Look, this national pride that we have, don't take this lightly, I have spoken.
We don't usually have the national colors, eh?
No, I understand. No, I understand that. I understand that. I'm just saying how people gravitate to anything that has a sense of nation or national pride with it, patriotism.
Yep. Yeah, but Godfrey, I don't understand how you could understand what that's in there. Because the national way is whatever we want it to be. You could have the national color. But necessarily, it means that we are slipping back again in our mind into something that somebody. Let us do it thing what we want to do it thing.
Well, that's the point I was making all year, That we craft we one thing.
But hold on. Godfrey, I want to make a point. Because you made the point earlier about the PM and why we can thing with the and Doc spoke about the Afrocentricity and PM clothes and so on and so forth. And I think it is instructive and it's important to make that point. And I think this is the point that needs to be made. That we must not just stop, and the PM himself must not just stop at weighing things that reflect his Afrocentricity and so on and so forth. But he is in government, he's in the seat of power. And therefore, you have a mandate in parliament and whatnot. And there are stuff, and this is where I agree with you, Godfrey. There are a lot of stuff that they must make legislation do whatever to cut out.
Well, definitely.
Don't just stop it. So, for example, you can't go in a ministry if you're not dressed in a particular way. If you have armless.
You have short pants, or sleepers.
You have short pants and things. Cut out all this nonsense. If you could be so bold as to wear a cut-out slipper with your heel outside in an independence celebration, to show, then take the boldness a step forward. Cut out all this old stupid kind of thing. I spent some time in England, but I was shocked to see what teachers going to school with and teaching English. I was surprised. We have an education, you have to choke yourself, and you have to have thing. When your teachers going to the jersey and jeans and crepe,
your toes and your heel have to be covered. Your toes and your heel.
That's what they're going to teach with. So I have always said that England level of thing, what we hold on to.
Yeah.
All this kind of sir and minister and doctor this and all this kind of troopiness and them. England people don't have time for that. England people don't call people this way. Sir and doctor this and doctor. They don't do that no more. And they let go of that and we hold on to this. Right? So there's a lot that needs to be done. And if the PM has started a movement and is bold enough to show this, put the heel aside, way unconventional thing, this is where we need to take this thing a step forward now. Cut out all this nonsense about you can't go in Main Street if you don't dress so, and you can't go way in a pub if you do this and that and that. Nonsense. Let's let this do some
One last thing I want to throw by you all before we think. During all of this, there was a proposal made by, because 50 years of independence also marked 50 years of our constitution. And Dr. Francis Alexis had put forward a proposal suggesting that we change our oath of allegiance and make the oath to Grenada. What's your guys' take on it? On that? When I heard that they was having the joint sitting of Parliament, I thought this is what they were going to do. Yeah, that's what I thought. But so I don't know what you all take on it quickly.
In my take, once it is legal, once it is possible, and coming from Dr. Francis Alexis, once it is possible, I believe we should have done that. That would have been very significant as part of our celebration and part of us coming of age to be able to have a legislation or some act decreeing that we change that. I don't know if people, Reece, you were not there, so I can bring you in that conversation. But when the Governor General announced message from the King, the people in the audience in the stadium didn't take too nicely.
But what do you mean by that? I listened to that and I rolled on the floor.
Yeah, you listened to that, but you were not in the crowd.
But they showed up that. I heard it.
You heard it?
Yes.
Yeah, the crowd was so disappointed. Like, what you doing in your business? You know, who are you? So, although legally, but people didn't take too nice to that. So, people capital liquor, sophomore liquor when he mentioned 473 and sorry, couldn't be there to eat our oil.
That's it. I think it was more about that. It's like about eating oil down with us.
No, that was after. That was after. But when I was after, people thought more. But when the message from the King of England, people was not so, people was like, why you interfering with our business? Huh?
That the King say he's riding the Twitter along with us?
Yes, you talk about, wishing, and the thing is, the news at the time was speaking about the man being hospitalized.
Well, I just going to tell you that I find that you are questioning the credibility of that statement because the King didn't well.
Somebody say I believe they're not that for him.
Which king that come in and talk about eating oil with us and 473 to the world? What else would I say? 473, yes, we trending. Come on.
The king didn't well. Plus the king and Harry and them was warring. Were the king saying that?
Harry don't even know about 473 to the world.
No, I feel Harry might know that. Harry living in America, Harry might know that. Harry might know that.
I believe it's so.
I believe that Grenadian right now. And they get it wrong. They come laugh. They're supposed to use like language that Mr. Rulo would use, right? And formulate the thing properly, and song stiff. That's what they're supposed to do. Not come and bother about. All you say, next thing you say, he miss coming and play a wicked job with us. What's that?
Anyway,
try that.
Let me text the last of the Facebook comments because we're getting close to we almost at wrap up time. So we take the last comments and then we'll closing comments.
Right. So let me see where we are. Okay. So Rachel said, "I bought my ticket and enjoy every bit of it. Up, 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 and up. Love my PM, and my country." We had Jillian saying, "I am with you, Mr. Nelson. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to celebrate our Golden Jubilee." Marcus said, "They wanted to collect money for independence and leave it in the treasury like they used to doing." Veronica said, "I agree. Next year should be bigger celebration." Ronnie said, "Ha ha ha, I think JetBlue will agree with Godfrey about next year." Marcus said, "Godfrey, you're right. That is how Keith would lose his seat." Veronica said, "Oh, Godfrey, call election the next day." John Otley saying Morris Bishop's period is part of our history and that was the focus. Gillian said, "Point scholar, Grenada was on display on the 7th. Thousands are booking to visit in the near future, I am certain." Harriet said he'll always be, meaning Morris Bishop. Lenora said, "Godfrey, don't start that." Harriet said, "Technology at its highest." Janelle said, "Really love this panel. Disagree on almost everything but solid pals that can laugh about most things. The epitome of We Culture." Harriet said, and audio Janelle spell We Culture W-E, you know. Godfrey will even take that. Harriet said, "It was heartwarming to see the celebration we had for our 50th. I'm thinking it's time for us to become a republic." Well, St. John's done a republic already, so the rest of y'all can fight up. Elva said, "In the United States, the teachers wear jeans and anything too." Harriet said, "You're on point, scholar. We really have to be decolonized our ways." Janelle said, "Scholar, if you were closer, I'd shake your hand. Time to release the colonial shackles." Petal said, "Honorable Lennox Andrew has already started to ditch the tie." Sorry. Sonia said, "Absolutely true, scholar, with this dress code." Veronica said, "Grenadian teachers really do dress up nice." Elva said, "Even to go on the port in Grenada, you cannot go with armhole. I was so shocked. The port hot and dusty, but you have to dress certain how." Harriet said, "Unfortunately, many of us still love the British ways, which doesn't work for us in terms of dress code because we are in a hot climate." Harriet said, "When I heard her mention the king, I got off the live for a while. I was disappointed." Janelle said it was Harry. Nash Jones said Harry came to Grenada already. Veronica said Harry has a splash of black in his blood. Nash Jones said, "I serve him in spice." Gillian said, "I feel," meaning Harry have a splash of black. Well, everybody could see that? Oh, they don't see that? I know that. Everybody know that? Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have any more comments.
I have one on YouTube. I think it was Mandisa. She was saying, you have to spend money to make money. Look at long term. The PM called for Vision 75. She also said, "Dress for the climate in which we live." PM, in my opinion, was most appropriately dressed. Yes.
All right. So, guys, we basically out of time. So, wrap up. Doc?
You start with me at the beginning, you started with me at the end.
As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end.
Yeah, I mean.
Now, well, Doc, you don't understand.
I did it already.
I will start you.
Go
I could start. You know,
go ahead now.
Well, Godfrey, let me say this. In closing, I'll be very brief. This year's celebration of independence will live on in the memories of those of us who have witnessed it for a very, very long time. I want to say hats off to the people who worked very, very hard to pull this thing off. From our logo, from the theme for the independence, I mean, everything just fell into place. You know, at one time I was questioning the black and so on in the color scheme, and then somewhere along the line I got it, and I mean, I am happy that they used it. and not just the old traditional red, green, and yellow thing as we are accustomed to. Be different. The ceremonial pins and the pinning and so. I mean, everything just flowed and went well. And those of us who witnessed it, we witnessed something that was once in a lifetime. Reece, I don't know how old you are. I think me and Doc and Godfrey, we can't make the centennial trip.
Hey, why? Talk for yourself, boy.
Yes.
You gonna make me 75th.
Talk for yourself.
Yeah.
Sit down there and fool yourself for that now. Yeah. You will see.
That's why I didn't know I guess never because I booked my seat on the next train.
Yeah?
On the train.
Well, a lot of people book the seat already.
Maybe that grand's boss.
but even that, the centennial trip. So all in all, really a wonderful display. Hearts of Grenada, we have to be proud of what we've produced. And I guess this celebration continues. March 4th will be St. Patrick's turn to celebrate. And then April 1st, I think, is St. Mark's, and so on and so forth. So we're still celebrating. And then I will end with this, that one thing I am very, very happy about is that I made my mark and I laid my I left my imprint on 50 years.
Yes.
Right. You see?
Yeah.
Not Doc, you going last. You don't you evoke your thing, so you go with Reece. You going last.
I was start behaving bad and I'm going last, woman ruling.
That big back on the centennial tree.
Yeah, Doc.
But y'all don't worry. I'm sure we're gonna have a massive celebration for the 75th. Y'all might be with canes and stuff, but all will make it. And next time, don't ask me how old I am.
But Reece, before you go there to the 75th, I'm sorry for cutting you on your last word, but I believe deep in my heart that come August-ish around there, besides the carnival, we will have a next celebration. Because you see that Mario running in that sky
Right. So we're looking forward to that. And I heard that you mentioned about, the different parishes. I'm a little bit disappointed that you didn't remember the parish that you love second. I know it's not St. Andrew, it is St. John. You did not mention that our celebration is in June, but the whole of June is going to be the place to be for for Grenadians. Godfrey tried to cut me and thing a lot of times, and that's okay. But yes. I wanted to talk about the uniform thing, the dress, the national way. I'm okay. We're gonna bring out artisans. We're gonna bring out creative people. We come up with a national way like we do, or like we have a national dish and all that, and that's quite fine. But I am one person. I cringe at uniformity. I love creativity, and I know for sure I would not be in a national way, except if it is ceremonial, purposeful. I am not going to be in any rally or anything wearing the same thing that everybody else is wearing just to say that I am wearing the national way. I look at the level of creativity that we see in not just Independence Way, Carnival, anything you name it, costuming, whatever. The creativity that come out there, I don't believe in stifling people. Scholar, you make a real point about these things and them that happening, even the uniformity in workplaces and everything. Watch, we don't know what we just do to people as bosses, When you get up in the morning and you have a pink morning or yellow morning or whatever, and men get away with it. Men don't have uniforms as how women have uniforms. So when Scholar put on his slim fit shirt and you see a leopard print tie, you remember that? The leopard print tie and all these things and them, Scholar going to work feeling good. It's like he get up this morning and he dress and he feel good. We always had to be washing clothes every Saturday, the same clothes over and over and over. You don't even know if you're wearing yellow today or if you're wearing blue or if you're wearing green or whatever, because it's the same thing. You have a little excitement when you just get a uniform, and then after that, it just dead. Whatever. Time for us to get rid of this uniformity. It brings me back to the house slaves that used to have to wear the particular outfit and the apron and so I have a problem with uniform wearing, period. It kills my creativity and my spirit as a marketer. You see that thing about dropping the Pledge of Allegiance? I think that could be the start of our second 50. So we didn't get it for the first, but it can be that significant thing that we accomplished maybe for the 70, 50, if I want to go so far, but there's no need for that. Yeah, and that's it for me. I really enjoyed tonight's program. I did not look as though I was gonna drop asleep at any point in time, like certain people. Not me that say, it's the fans that say. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to next week Friday's program. I hope it's going to be as exciting. I don't know. What are we discussing next week?
Let me come and receive yourself.
We are doing Reece. The first thing we are doing, before we talk about what we're discussing, we are talking about if they come in. Because you see, I go down to 8:45 man landing on program and thing, you know. So we have to first determine whether or not we go have a live one. So
the king coming or watch not the one that have his doctoral thesis. You get the kind of thing, the philosopher thing. They want book to read. So we are the king and we are the philosopher. Godfrey, you scraps up, and Noel, they can't do it without me on the program. So you alone that scraps up, you know.
Yeah, well, I ready to hang up my guns already, you know. So
Godfrey, wait.
Hold on, before you just stating, one thing I have to say. You see, Reece, I don't know how to call you. You're a hypocrite. You're hypocritical. Because you talking about you don't like uniformity and you're playing job.
Yes.
You have any uniformity more than job? Everybody in one corner. Good enough.
That's for next topic. Let me come in.
Anyway, let that.
And that color is my skin. They're not putting on clothes.
You want scholar, just zip it. Let me just say, guys, one of the highlights, I thought that this 50th anniversary, there was a very conscious effort made to include the leader of the opposition members. And during Grenville, we had one of the feature address was done by Honorable Emmeline Pierre at the event in Grenville and the 6th. And it was really nice and refreshing to see the inclusion and the dream display of the leader of the opposition. And I know in other areas, efforts were made. So I am just saying, I think that state of maturity we are reaching is really telling. And I hope that we go forward in terms of joining hands where it is necessary for all of us to work together. So I want to commend the committee that put this whole independence celebration together for that kind of vision of inclusion as much as possible. I know one of the senators actually sat on the NLC. Many meetings he attended, I'm not so sure, but I know that up front he was invited. So, but all in all, final thing, tomorrow, Saturday, the Tivoli Drummers, we are doing a live recording of some of our work. Some of our Tivoli Cultural Center, the only one of its kind at that part of its world. So guys, from 6:30 p.m., we are going to be doing a live recording. Come and be part of that show and see us in our home environment, just taking in the vibes. Reece, I hope to see you bright and early. Godfrey, I don't think you have any program on Saturday.
Yes, of course, I work on Saturday. I work 6 days a week.
But Doc, I had a question to ask you. Someone was asking, right? Because we say Saraka and you say Salaka. What is this the same? Is one wrong and one right?
I mean, a lot of the influences, African influences, come from the Arab world. So the word Salak means to give alms. So Salak was to give alms, to give back. Saraka became what I would call a sort of corrupted word, which is interchangeable. So there's no really wrong one. Like if it was the Saraka or Salaka now, it means the same thing. So, but the root word was Salaka. So most of the elders, the older people from the River Sally and La Poutry area, Tivoli area, the older folks use the word Salaka. The younger folks are using the word Saraka. And someone did ask a question earlier on, which part, if Salaka is, right now it's basically more to the north of the island, the only place. Just like tomorrow we're going to offer a food we call fricassee. And I know you would not know about that, Reece, because you're not that part of the island, and Scala, even close to Chantimel, he does not know he was not aware of what is fricassee. So there are certain words that is unique to that part of the island, like I'm almost certain that just like our Beko is unique to the western side of the island. Look at you.
Like Kokoriki or whatever, like Kokori.
Yeah, Kokoriki. Right. So yes. Guys.
Yeah, well guys, I endorse what most of what you all said regarding this celebration. I think it was a wonderful celebration. I definitely will remember it, and I'm looking forward to more. In the sense of and heightened patriotism and national pride, near and far. So yeah, it was a good one. Let's hope everybody's available next week so we could keep the thing going.
Yeah.
Have a good night, all. All the best. Yes, indeed.
Entire case. I mean, we've seen him.
A little more limbo, a little more shango. Kindly greasy pole, and without dance from the maple.
Blast Gaming is where dreams come true and jackpots are won. Dive into a world of delightful experiences and daring action. From the moment you step through the doors, have the time of your life, feel the energy, soak in the excitement, and let the good times roll. Blast is more than just a place to play. It's where friends socialize, cocktails flow, and a safe space for those who dream big and dare to have fun while doing it. Blast Gaming. Know your limits, play within it. You must be 18 and over.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP.
Are you a VIP? Have you taken the necessary steps to safeguard your child's health? Let's get it right. Get your child on their vaccination schedule. Our national protection and coverage is our national priority. Our actions will impact Grenada's health and wellness. Let's make childhood immunization and vaccination number one. I am Senator Jonathan Lacrette, and I am a VIP champion. Let's make all our children VIPs, vaccinated, immunized, and protected.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
The Planning and Development Authority of Grenada, PDA, is enforcing regulations to curb illegal, disorderly, and unauthorized development in several locations throughout the state of Grenada. The authority is concerned that structures mainly associated with vending are negatively impacting the environment, has undesirable public health and sanitation consequences, present obstructions to vehicle and pedestrian traffic, can become projectiles during adverse weather conditions, and generally affect the aesthetics of the nation. The PDA will work along with stakeholder ministries and institutions to effect the demolition, removal, and disposal of structures which fall in the category of illegal and disorderly development, commencing January 2024. In this regard, persons who vend in or occupy such illegal structures are advised to secure their personal belongings and have the structures removed ahead of the planned PDA demolition operations. These actions of the PDA have become necessary to safeguard and protect public health and the environment, ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens and visitors, discourage any future disorderly construction, and encourage compliance to regulations pertaining to physical development in the state of Grenada. This is a message from the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada.
You heard about the new Softweave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Softweave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Softweave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.